This is as groovy as it gets.
Oprah, Can You Hear Me? Oprah vs. Donald 2020 is a conversation by Julie Benetti and Susan Barbaro and a production of EI Alliance, copyright 2019. America is courtesy of New Threads off their new album, Felonious Wilma.
Hi, this is Julie, and I am here with Susan, and we are pondering if we know what Oprah is planning. Okay, so here's the backstory on this podcast. We had considered doing something else, and then something popped into my head, because we all know Oprah is brilliant. She's a media mogul, businesswoman. She's just brilliant, a philanthropist. She does a lot of different things. She's moseying around with a lot of different people. She has a lot of different interactions. She's smart. So I started thinking, because, I think about this in a funny way. If I were going to run for president, I wouldn't start now when all the riffraff is out there and you got to weed through everything and hack away through the weeds.
Trump's not. He's not even addressing anyone.
Exactly.
He's just doing his own thing. He's
exactly.
not.
I would, what would be fun to wait until the last minute. Why waste all that money?
Right.
So what if Oprah is waiting until the last minute? She's smart. She doesn't need to hold out on, finding out what people want and what she knows. She had a talk show. And even in the Hollywood Reporter article, I just happened to pop through a little bit of it online, and I saw that she talked about how she was actually surprised what occurred in the election, that Trump was elected because...
In 2016.
Right, in 2016, because she no longer had her show, and when she had her show, she had a live focus group there that after the show she would talk to, and she could get the
she
temperature.
Kind of had her pulse, yeah.
Yes, on the pulse of the nation. She could get the temperature of what the viewpoints were. And, you brilliantly said, when I brought this up quickly, you said...
What did I say?
That's like Trump doing rallies. What better place for Oprah to get a focus group than to do these little speeches, the award ceremonies, the little talks she gives where people get all rallied. It's almost like, it's like doing a mini mountain. It's like a mini hill, You start with a hill and then you go to the big mountains. Why should she go out and do a huge rally where the press would storm her and say, Oprah's running now?
Right.
Why not wait? All celebrity and do the big reveal.
You mean like Trump did?
Yes.
But so what's interesting is that, Trump was off doing his own thing. He started The Apprentice show, which brought him a little bit more to the people. And so he comes out now and he does these rallies.
Right.
And he keeps doing them.
And he's still president when he's still president, which is hilarious. Yet, why wouldn't you? That's where all the energy is and all the support, right?
Exactly. Yeah. And so the reason and I wouldn't have thought about that until you said that about her, because in all honesty, the idea of her going back and doing all these, like you said, doing these talks, companies are sponsoring her, none of it made sense. Why would she do that? It just makes no sense. And yet, if she's trying to put her finger on the pulse of the American people, what better way?
Right.
And yet, she's not, like you said, she's not doing a rally. She's coming out and doing, quote, just speaking engagements.
Right.
So it gives her an opportunity to figure out what's actually going on. And because she's celebrity, she can do it. If Joe Biden wants to do it, he has to, quote, hold a rally, because nobody goes to see Joe Biden. And in fact, I heard he was going to have his first political rally. I don't know if it was last weekend or this weekend, or I know that's exactly how much effort I've put into following it. So, but the thing is that, of course, she can, Oprah can do it because she is Oprah.
Right, exactly. And let's go back to the celebrity point, because the celebrity point is great, because what a seamless transition that would be. She's out there giving talks. She's out there. She was in Massachusetts a little while ago.
Right.
She, is giving her speeches with awards
She was at, I think,
for companies.
UMass Lowell, which
Was
is
it?
an amazing school. So
Right
just
down the
there.
street.
Right down the street, exactly.
Yet, what better way? Why get a focus group and to see if she should run her?
Right.
Why not? Why? She's Oprah. She can go
Right.
talk to the people.
And actually, and I'm going to say if, she is getting advice as to what to do, well, kudos to who's doing it, because she's able to go out. She's playing Trump at his game.
Right.
If she is, because I don't know. And
Well,
I
this
don't
is
want
where I'd like to say, Gail, I hope you're giving her some good advice there, because that's where, I know we were joking around saying the sidekick and all this stuff, but she just negotiated a great deal for herself. Woo-hoo, Gail. But, she's a BFF. I mean, who would you trust? That's the advice, rather than, Oprah's not going to go to political
right.
Yes, to career politicians.
Right.
Wah, wah. Why would she go there? She doesn't have to. She's Oprah.
So it's interesting if we think about it, and if that is exactly what she's planning on doing, because the other side of it is what I was saying just a minute ago, is that Trump's doing the same thing. He's not even playing politics. There's no one that's stepped up. And didn't you say, I'm quoting what you said to me earlier, Bill Maher.
Oh, yes.
Came and tweeted. Did you say he tweeted or whatever? Said that there's nobody that can beat Trump but Oprah.
Right.
And, the interesting point is, and I'm not going to, regurgitate what he said. He gave reasons why she could win. And I think they're all good, valid reasons. You can go read his tweet, whatever. But just the fact that if I were, and I keep saying it, if you're going to run, you got to make it you got to run your race.
And actually, that's a beautiful way to put it, because we've been saying, Oprah, you got to be more of you. So she's going out and being more of her.
Well, we're saying we're going out on a limb here, because again, everyone says stop saying it, but we don't know her. We don't have any of her confidential information or what she's doing or her plans. Yet it's something to speculate.
It is, definitely, and actually we're speculating in the energy.
Right.
And so this kind of came at me while I was just sitting here. We were getting ready to work on another project, on another podcast, in the energy, in the Kabbalion, and this came full force, and I thought, wait a minute. And I was telling you over the weekend, I was a little bit on Twitter, and I saw a video of her with Spielberg at Apple, and she was walking around, and they were walking around, and it just happened to pass through my feed. And she came across this woman who her back was turned to her, and she had a T-shirt on that said Oprah 2020. And I caught this moment. It was just, synchronicity, where Oprah kind of pointed, looked at it, and went, aha. She didn't say no. No. She didn't. She just kind of smiled and turned. She didn't say no.
And it's interesting because it's all about comparison and in the energy. And the other day I was traveling up to New Hampshire, and I saw my first bumper sticker. It said Trump 2020. Oh. So how funny is that? Synchronous. And it's fascinating. I said it in the beginning that I think she's going to run. I really have to say I hope she runs, because this would be a fascinating. That would be a great game to watch.
It's funny you say the Trump bumper sticker, because has Trump become the career politician now? Because who would put up out a bumper sticker?
No.
Because Oprah doesn't really need to have a bumper sticker. I don't think she really needs to have a bumper sticker. She's Oprah. Again, if she just keeps going around,
she just has a T-shirt,
right? Well, I don't know where this T-shirt came from, and it wasn't a plant, but it was funny because that's what that little video segment showed it, and she didn't say, "Oh no."
Well, it's some. I think it was my father that said, "No response is a response." So the fact that she didn't say, "Oh no," it's fascinating. And who's the guy that she keeps talking about? But whatever. And I'm like, what's that about? What's that about? Because I'm going to be really mean. he's a guy and he's white. It's like, why is she going to go and support?
Well, it's just because she called them a different name or something. But that's in the article, and that's whatever she did.
Because I know, but it makes no sense. There's women.
She hasn't come out and supported anyone. She hasn't come out and said anything. Oh, and the really cool part, I think you and I were looking at something, and it popped up that she's an independent.
Oh,
so what does that mean? Yeah. That came up. I think she was there.
And the fact that Obama hasn't come out and endorsed anyone.
Of course not. And Oprah knows Michelle
very well.
So there's a lot of possibility floating around there. And who's to say? A lot of times, I mean, we're like everyone else. We want to know now. I want to know now. What's going to go on? What's going to happen? And yet the election is a little ways away. And the career politicians are the ones that get out now so far ahead and start stumping and rallying and trying to raise money and funds and looking for campaign donors. And Oprah doesn't need to do that. No. She doesn't need to do anything.
All she has to say is, I'm running, and boom, she will have a truckload of cash that comes and falls upon her. She will, I mean, can you imagine the celebrity backing that she would have?
Huge. Who would not back Oprah?
You said that before. You said that in the other podcast, but the celebrity backing, it would be interesting because and people really make it interesting because we've said if Oprah doesn't run, that's why I kept saying it. I said before, there's no podcast. There's nobody to talk. There's no one worth talking about. We had to sit and talk about Trump.
That's really funny because that's like the chicken or the egg. So which came first, Oprah deciding or this podcast?
Exactly.
And since we're in the energy and we called Trump, even though we're just, two women from just outside of Boston, with interesting backgrounds, a lot of different professional positions, a lot of knowledge, interested in the energy. Yeah. We're here doing this podcast.
Right.
And what is our vested interest? The energy, because that's what excites us. Exactly. And so in thinking, we don't know, but do we know what Oprah's planning?
Thank you for listening to this production from EI Alliance. Check out our Amazon authors pages for books and podcasts, along with our Donald Trump and Oprah books for this series. Find great music by New Threads on iTunes, Spotify, and on newthreads.us.